right, welcome to another episode of SiXFramesPodcast. So this is going to be episode 15, y'all. Slowly but surely, we're climbing Jacob's ladder. And he ain't here, so we can't poke fun of Jacob. So this is a podcast where we talk about everything that's relevant to comics, movies, games, anime. What else am I missing? Something.
You said movies already?
I said movies already. I did say anime. That was the last thing I said. Furries, yes. This is what today's episode is brought to you by Furries, the new comic that Zed is reading.
Shut the fuck up. What's it called?
All right, so leading the conversation, I have Jamal.
Clea.
Zed, also known as Miles.
Lamb.
Satan, I'm here.
Yay!
Los
Kevin
Santos.
playing Pokemon.
Kevin, you're not playing Pokemon. What are you playing? He's only playing Yu-Gi-Oh on his phone. Yu-Gi-Oh mobile. Don't download it. It's addicting. All right, so we're just going to jump right into it and start off with the first topic. I know everyone's kind of excited on this one. The new Joker trailer with Jaquan Phoenix.
Jaquan.
As Jaquan Phoenix. Jaquali Phoenix. So, I'll start it off. I was a little taken back by it when I saw it, right?
You were taken back?
I was taken back. I was like, what is this? This is so artistic and dramatic and heartfelt. It's like they're going down that like Christopher Nolan path with the Dark Knight series where they're not doing the whole gimmicky comic type vibe for the Joker. They're doing more of a origin story. Like they're rewriting him, I guess. So, I mean, I don't know what's the plan, if they're going to make this into a trilogy or not, or whatever the case may be, but yeah, just kind of watching, I'm like, man, wow, what is this? In the trailer, one of the things I definitely did like from watching it was we got to see him, like the pain and the struggle of that Joker character, and kind of that build up to it, where you know there's something there, but you don't know exactly what it is until like towards the end, and you're like, all right, there it is. This now we get the Joker.
Yeah, like the final push.
Like the final push that whatever, you know, he's going through in life, like the straw that breaks the camel's back. So I guess whatever the joke that breaks him and turns him into the Joker, right?
Ha 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 ha.
And we even get to hear his laugh for the first time in the new trailer.
Yeah, it was like, oh, right?
Soon.
Coming soon. Don't worry, it's gonna be contract near you.
with a contract near you, exactly.
Hashtag kill the rat.
So, but yeah, no, it looked good. If anything that we've learned from like trailers, as far as in the past from those super like serious dramatic comic book roles, I'll take Logan for example. Like just basing the movie off that trailer and then seeing the movie, it was like, oh, this is amazing. It just worked perfectly. So I'm hoping we get what we get from the trailer translated into the movie, and it all just kind of fleshes out well. So hopefully, I definitely got high hopes for it. Clea, what'd you take from the trailer?
Actually, I really was taken aback by it too. I was pretty impressed by it. I mean, I was like, oh wow. I mean, I think Joaquin Phoenix is going to do a good job. I mean, maybe that's just me, but I've also read online that people, when they saw the trailer, it was kind of like an early Martin Scorsese feel to it.
Okay.
Because it was like realistic and kind of gritty, and there was actually some, what do you call it? It was like references to, like, I think some of his movies and like some other movies, I guess, other famous movies in the past. So I thought that was kind of interesting. But yeah, you know, I think it's gonna do good. I mean, if the movie is basically half as good as the trailer, I think there's gonna be a lot of high hopes. I like the fact that we get to delve deep into his psyche more.
Right.
Yeah, that should be very interesting. So I'm pretty excited to see it.
Cool. All right, Zed, you want to elaborate on the Joker trailer?
I mean,
well, moving on.
No, you can say your piece.
I got good things to say. I've liked the actor.
Mm-hmm.
He's never disappointed me.
Okay.
So I think he's going to do a good job.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want no end. I don't know if it's going to be a standalone Joker film, but kind of want it to be a
It's
standalone
a
Joker
standalone.
film.
It's
I want
a
it to be.
standalone.
That's what I'm saying.
You
I want it to feel like a full-fledged standalone film. I don't want, what's his name? Ben Affleck coming in like, where's the Joker?
No, because
No, I hope not.
No, I want it to be standalone, and then maybe end with it being like Commissioner Gordon coming up and being like, hey, there's crazy motherfuckers in the back corner blowing shit up,
Right.
being psychotic.
Right.
And then he's
Chaos.
like, I'll get the job done.
And just kind of leave it off there.
Yeah, just end it like that. Like the way they ended Batman Begins, where you see the calling card and that stupid thing.
Right, yeah, exactly.
End it like that. Don't end it with, Batman punching him in the face and then he's going to Arkham. That'd be
Right.
stupid.
That would. But, I mean, we'll see. This is.
I also
origin.
liked how they hinted at him going to Arkham to see the psychiatrist and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, when you see him crossing the street and has the big shot of the Arkham Asylum. Yeah. That's cool. That's a nice nod. So, yeah, we'll see how that goes. Lamperu?
I sort of like have it's how would I put this? Like, I'm not really a big DC, like into like the DC comics or anything, so I'm not sure. Like, I've known who the Joker is based off all the iterations I've seen from you guys and on the cartoons and all that stuff. It's like this, just seeing this side of Joker, it for some reason it gets me a little bit excited because like what I do love when it comes to like comic book heroes and villains, so like seeing them like when you have like a bad guy, for instance, you see them, I want to see them like like gradually become said bad guy, or see that hero gradually become said hero. So like seeing Joker's like origin story, like how he's like just your average guy, he's just trying to make ends meet, and then eventually shit just keeps going wrong and wrong and wrong. It might go right in one way, but then it just crashes down later on.
Yeah.
And it's like that pushing point where he's like, all right, you know what? Fuck all of this. I'm going wild in the world, and I just want to see. I want to see that progression of this regular man turn into one of Arkham's like most dangerous criminals, and how he becomes Batman's truest rival.
Right.
So like that whole evolution. I want to see that. So, color me excited.
Cuckoo. Satan.
Is it a green color?
Yes.
You're
I've
right.
been summoned.
All right.
So, I have to agree with everyone. I agree that it's very dramatic and theatrical, and I really like that about it. And I also like that it's like realistic. So it feels like you see all his struggles. It could be anyone. It could be any one of us that could go through those struggles and
Right.
have,
Exactly. So it makes it
mental
relatable.
breakdowns and the feeling that I get when I see the trailer. What else? There was something else I wanted to mention.
There was a scene because we were
What?
watching it earlier before we came in, where you were talking about the relationship between him and his mother in the trailer,
Yeah,
and being a caregiver.
I don't know what happens to his mother, but I am guessing like maybe he goes, like maybe something triggers him because of his mom.
Mm-hmm.
And his mom always told him that, he should smile and be happy. And then, that kind of creates the Joker. Maybe that's where they're heading to, but I can't really tell.
Right, yeah, I mean, that's
this
where he
point.
kind of pulls his philosophy of life. Like, in the end, everything's just one big joke. And that's why he kind of laughs at everything, no matter what chaos and anarchy
And he
causes.
realizes that
To
his
him, it's
life
one big
isn't
joke.
a misery. It
Right.
isn't. It isn't. What does it say? He says, "I realized that my life isn't a
Tragedy?
A
A
tragedy.
tragedy, okay.
A tragedy. It's a comic."
Yeah, there it is.
And his life.
And thinking back to, like, not to, like, get too artsy, but, like, Shakespearean plays.
I don't know where you guys are going with this.
The tragic comedy, right? The tragic comedy.
Yeah.
Where you get the laughs and then you get the sad, and it kind of all intertwines together in life and meaning and all that good stuff. So Kevin's like, y'all doing too much.
Y'all doing too
What
much.
do you mean?
The man trying to win an Oscar, Kevin.
Again.
Did you not see that poster?
Again?
Have you seen his dramatic poses?
Right.
Oh my
Ledger
God.
What do you mean?
So what'd you want to add to it, Kevin? What'd you take from the trailer?
I don't know. I don't know what to expect.
I mean, you know more than any of us about DC Comics.
I mean, I could tell you it is a standalone movie,
Uh-huh.
and it kind of takes place. If you look at the trailer, it kind of takes place like in the 70s.
Okay.
So it's kind of there's some time stuff in it.
Right.
When I saw him running around with his underwear,
Oh, boy.
laughing
Uh-huh.
and doing all these Joker-esque things,
Uh-huh.
getting hit by the car.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, well, experimental film right here.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Well, I kind of feel bad about, for the Joker, and I understand now. Like, looking at all those scenes, like him being bullied, and I'm like, I don't feel bad if he commits crimes after seeing all that. Like, I want him to kill people.
Well, that's the thing. You have to understand, like, the Joker probably hands down is one of the few villains that's, like, glorified because people just love that character. They like the Joker. Despite all some of the crazy shit he's done, in the end, he's still one of the most popular villains of all time. Like, there aren't too many villains that you can compare to the Joker that everybody knows of. When they see him, they recognize him.
Well, that's the thing. Now you already have, if you have seen those pictures of Joker in Gotham,
oh, from the TV series,
melting face.
Oh, the old man, the time skip or whatever from the show.
Whatever.
Yeah.
And now we're just getting a lot of Joker. Pretty much. This one is. We really have to wait and find out when we see it. But I could see it now though. There's not gonna be no Batman. You
don't think so?
No, because they already said it before. They're not gonna have Batman in it.
Okay.
So it's just gonna be just Joker.
What about Bruce Wayne? What about the Waynes?
Probably.
I mean, they're an influence on Gotham itself.
Probably. I don't know.
Do you think they're gonna tie in the Red Hood lore?
What I could say, they probably might tie in the Red Hood lore, but I think they're probably gonna tie in Batman Year One.
Okay.
If you ever read Batman Year One, at the end of that of the book, he goes to Commissioner Gordon and he shows him, look, here's a calling card from who? I don't know. And then that's it.
Right. Gotcha.
So that's how he kind of met Joker, because in the original comics, Joker, he didn't have like the Red Hood. He just was Joker.
Right. He just appeared. They just wrote him in one time. Yeah. What do you want to add, Zed, before we go?
Well, I was just going to talk more about the Joker.
About what?
That's just the thing about him, and I think that's why he's a fan favorite, is because he's just so unpredictable. Like, it's like League of Villains. There was this one time, I remember, Kevin, you can back me up on this or correct me if I'm wrong. There's this one time where they brought him into the League of Villains, and there was like this under kind of character that was annoying the Joker. Right. He just shot him, and they were all like, "What the fuck?" And he's just like, "What?" He was annoying.
Just got rid of him.
And just
I think that was in Justice League.
Yeah, and there was a time when DC and Marvel crossed, and I loved how when the Punisher went after the Joker, Batman got in front of him to stop him, and he told the Joker to run.
No shit.
And Joker's like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" He's like, "This guy is going to kill you. Run." And it just makes me prove, Joker's just so unpredictable that if a force that is willing to stop him gets in front of him, what's he going to do to get around it?
Yeah, that's true.
Because he knew all his time, like, all these people, all these superheroes do, they're not going to kill me. And then he finally gets the one superhero, and that's the one time I've ever seen Joker confused.
Right, like,
because he was like, "What do you mean run?" He's like, "This man's going to kill you. Run."
Yeah. Cool. All right, so yeah, definitely looking forward to the Joker.
I mean,
it comes out.
It's an experimental film like Joker.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's one of those things we're just going to have to wait and see.
I didn't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
But
before we go,
I think after this Joker, I think it's time for us to take a break from Joker. At this point, I think Batman has good villains.
He does.
That's why there's a show called Gotham. I don't know. People still watch that shit. I don't.
I watch it.
And you got Clayface. You got Penguin. You got all these people that people know.
Right.
Might as well do these guys because they're interesting too.
Yeah, no, they are.
They have their own. They have good, interesting stories, which they're kind of missing now. But just always going after Joker.
Right, always going after Joker. Go ahead.
I kind of want more of the Riddler, and I kind of want more Born on the Monday. Solomon Grundy. Because I mean, it's like people don't realize that, like, this dude's a zombie, and punch, he gets back up. You're like, how do you put this guy down?
Yeah, he just keeps coming back because of the song. Go ahead.
I agree. Yeah, I want to see more villains. Like, I want to see the Penguin, because we haven't seen it since, Danny DeVito?
I'm the Penguin. I was forgotten.
Biting noses off.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I want to see the Riddler. I want to see Poison Ivy. I want to see Mr. Freeze. I want to see all these characters, because, like, the last movie that came out was, like, what, in the 80s?
No, 90s.
Was it 90s? The 90s?
Yeah.
And it had those characters, so it's like, I want to see how they're portrayed now.
Uma Thurman as...
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like with the Christopher Nolan Batman, we got to see Bane.
Yeah.
We got to see Scarecrow.
Yeah, it's realistic.
Because those characters are a little bit more...
Grounded,
right. We got to see, who's the other villain they put in there? We got to see the formation of Two-Face from Harvey Dent.
Ra's al
And then,
Ghul.
of course...
Scarecrow.
Yep, Ra's al Ghul, Talia al Ghul.
Yeah. Which
Oh,
worst death ever. Worst death ever in the
Worst death ever in the movie. We got to see her, and then of course, we got to see the Joker, but it wasn't just solely Joker.
Joker.
It's like Batman has all these villains that start to rise up over time, so it just doesn't revolve around one guy, right? So yeah, hopefully they don't kind of beat this whole Joker thing to death. We get to see some other cool stuff out of it. All right. Next on the list, we got Twilight Zone. So they premiered episode 1. I know the second one I think is out too. But I know on YouTube, if anyone's interested, you can see episode 1 of the new Twilight Zone series written by Jordan Peele. Kevin, what's up?
Jordan Peele.
Bravo, sir.
Bravo. You did the one thing that 90s, 2000 Twilight Zone never done, is going back to the original.
Yeah, telling a story.
Telling a story.
Right.
And just being, just oddly weird and strange. With only the first episode I only watched. I guess we only watched.
we all, for the ones that got to see it.
For only that first episode, it really captured the 1940s. The original TV series with I forgot the creator's name. I suck to remember this.
We'll look it up.
Get the research.
We'll look it up.
Look it up. But man, Jordan Peele just captures just the original essence of it. The way when he goes in, he tells his speeches, the monologue, right? Yeah,
he has the voice and everything.
That kind of voice, yes.
Yeah.
And for this first story, I think it's perfect. This was the perfect first story for people who haven't seen, and this is probably the first time watching Twilight Zone. It's a perfect example of
Rodman Sterling.
Yeah. Which he hated the radio. Because he saw the radio dying, so he wanted to make a TV show about sci-fi, but about human consequences.
Right.
So for this first episode, it's just really harking back on what Rob Sterling wanted, and it's about human consequences. So everything you kind of wish for, and when you want it, there's always a consequence to anything. But that's just one of many stories of Twilight Zone. Because you're not going to get, sci-fi. If you watch the credits, you get sci-fi stuff. More of, maybe creature, monster of the week. Right. Things. So, Jordan Peele.
Bravo.
Oh, my God.
Bravo.
Wins. He's winning.
Satan, you saw the first episode?
Yes.
How'd you like it?
I actually watched it this morning.
Oh, okay.
On YouTube.
Okay. Cool.
While I was getting ready. Well, I really liked the concept. It was basically, can I spoil? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, you can talk about the episode.
Episode 1. Episode 1's like a synopsis.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's been out for a minute now.
Okay, so it was basically about a comedian that wasn't doing very well. He was very engrossed in talking about politics.
Yeah.
And, people don't really want to talk about politics ever. But he wasn't having any luck.
Right.
With comedy, and then he met this stranger that apparently was a comedian, a famous comedian, and then he told them that he talked about himself.
Who was the famous comedian?
It was Tracy Morgan.
It's Tracy Morgan.
Tracy Morgan.
You want everything? I'll tell you everything, man.
Yeah, good.
Whenever I see him, I just laugh. So I couldn't take him seriously when he was talking.
Not for real.
I think that was the point.
I couldn't take him seriously.
You're not supposed to take him seriously because you're like, is he really giving the powers to somebody?
Right.
So he was basically able to become a better comedian just by being able to connect with his audience and tell stories about himself and tell stories about not himself but people around him. Yeah. And but then once he told those jokes, they would just disappear from his life. So he was using other people as material and making them disappear, and they were just gone. So I was very impressed.
Yeah, that was cool.
It was really cool.
It had a Death Note moment.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. And it's funny when I was watching it, I was like, oh shit, this is like a comedian Death Note. Like he says your name and tells the joke, and then that's it, you gone. I was like, oh shit. Yeah, that's crazy.
It's crazy. It's like, hey, what about Lamp? You know Lamp?
That guy, let me tell you.
Let me tell you about
He
Lamp.
got hit by a car. And he would tell like these crazy, tragic stories about people who were like rapists and serial killers and murderers. And people would be dying in their seats laughing about it. And then that person would disappear.
Even though it's not.
So it's tragic, but they're laughing. They're like, oh my God, he raped a girl. And then now that person's gone. That was a crazy episode. It was super interesting. You didn't get a chance to see it, Lamp? You should definitely check it out. It's a who was that comedian? That guy. What's his name? Kumail. He's a famous. He's also a comedian too. Yeah. Indian guy. I think it's Kumail something. But yeah, he's the guy that plays the comedian in the episode. And like she was saying, he's a struggling artist trying to get his act up, and he keeps telling this same routine political joke, and everybody's like, yeah, I heard it. And he
always starts with the same joke.
Yeah, because he tries to test the crowd. He starts with that, and he's like, all right, they don't want this. All right, here we go. And he'll tell them the other jokes about the people, and everybody just starts dying laughing. He's like, oh, that's what y'all motherfuckers want? All right, fuck it. Let's do this. And then he just goes in on it.
Because the thing about in that story is that that character, for what it is that he want to tell these jokes because he has like a principle, sort of a moral,
he has like a moral
principle. Like, these are the jokes because I don't want to tell like, oh, my dog jokes because I want to treat people like intelligent.
Right.
You know,
you want to do like the highbrow comedy where you gotta like think a little bit and get the references and know current events. But the crowd wasn't with it.
The crowd wasn't with it because Tracy Morgan's character is like, yo, man, you can't do that.
Yeah, that's not what they want.
You gotta give them what they want.
You gotta give them what they want. Exactly. Clea, did you get a chance to see it?
Definitely. Let me tell you, I loved the first episode. I was so like engrossed in it. It's just when it ended, I was like, damn. I was so sad. I was like, I wanted to see more. But yeah, it's funny because it was actually thought provoking because like I would watch it and I'd be like, okay, what does this mean? What does that mean? This and that. And yeah, I think he came on strong. So I just really
good start.
Yeah, it's a good start. I mean, it draws you in. At least for me, it drew me in. So.
Yeah, no, it did. Definitely did. Because you wanted to see what was... Because the one thing about any of the Twilight Zone episodes is you always want to see what that final outcome is going to be. Like, what's the ultimate punishment for his actions? Like, how is this going to end? So you definitely want to, like, see it through all the way. Until
especially for these types of stories.
Right, especially for these types of stories. Because you see what's happening, you're like, where's this going? What's happening to these people? And then, boom, you see what happens, and then it just comes back around. And that's it, he ends it. This is the Twilight Zone.
It always shows you the consequences to your actions.
Yep, there's always consequences, like what Kevin was saying.
Too late.
Yep, and that's it. Zed, did you see it?
Nope. You
didn't see the first episode? Okay. But definitely, it's on YouTube, dude, whenever you get a chance.
You guys told me about it, and I want to watch it. It's just, I have to watch it.
No, that's alright, man. Enough of us seen it, so definitely check it out. You want to add something?
I want to add more because this...
Yeah, sure.
He brought the classic music for the show.
Yep.
Oh, man.
That intro was cool, too.
The intro...
Step into the in-between.
Oh, yeah.
That was cool.
He did the thing that the other remakes didn't do. Which, like I said before, they did the original. Mm-hmm. They remix it a bit, and they just do this, makes these great visual effects for it that just makes it creepy.
Right. Because
the last one, the 2000 one, they played Korn. It was Korn. Like, and I was like, okay, I guess. And then Forrest comes out like, my eye is loose. Let me tell you about the consequences.
The in between my eye with.
I'm sleepy.
Forrest Whitaker's gonna be like, why the fuck are they talking about my eye?
This is a story about a man. His name is Usher.
I remember that. Oh my goodness.
But but he thank God he fixed it. He made it better.
He did. I think he's definitely going to draw in a crowd again to appreciate this type of storytelling.
All-star cast on, like, if you watch the previews, man, all-star cast.
Oh yeah, no, he has everybody.
He connect.
I think a lot of it too is because after he did his movies, everybody's like, he's actually a good writer. So actors automatically want to gravitate towards him because they want to play those roles. Yeah. Like, I've seen your work. Like, you're there, man. You have the thought process. Let me be a part of this art. And that's why you can see all those great actors and actresses that he's casting because they want to be a part of it.
And one of the comedians in the previews was a guy who worked with him in Mad TV. I don't know if you've seen it. Forgot his name. He's the white dude.
Yeah. I know you're talking about. Not the same guy from Parks and Recs.
No.
Not him.
He's somebody else.
Okay.
But and I was like, wow, he's like bringing his friends into this.
Right, yeah, he's giving them some roles. So yeah, it's cool.
He's loyal.
He's loyal. So yeah, definitely check it out. It's an awesome start to a series. I'm gonna see if I can try to find the second episode. You want to add something, Clea, before we go?
I was gonna say it's probably kind of like a cautionary tale. Like, you know, sometimes when you really want something, like he said, you got to sacrifice, and that's what happened. You know, he threw people in his jokes, his own personal life. Mm-hmm. Instead of keeping it to himself, he let the whole world in, so he lost it. Yeah.
But that's what it is with all the Twilight Zones. So, like, there's always a lesson to be learned in each episode, and that's kind of just stuff. So that was like the lesson in episode 1. Yeah. And then whenever we see the next one, we'll see.
It's probably something different.
Right, something different. But what do you want to say? Something else?
I know. I was to say. By the way, cursing like a motherfucker in that shit.
Yeah, no, they did. But
I was like, wow.
I'm guessing because it's going to be part of their streaming service.
Is it going to be only streaming service?
I don't know. I mean, they put this first episode on YouTube, I guess, to kind of get people to watch it. But I don't know if from there on they're going to just show it only on... You know, because once they see how many views it gets, they're going to be like, oh,
they got 1 million views.
Right, exactly. So they're going to want people to subscribe. Huh?
It's going on 2 million.
It's going on 2 million? See? So you can imagine the TV networks are like, hey, they eating this up. We need to get our own streaming service, get the numbers in, hit them with the commercials.
Let me add my 2 cents.
Go ahead.
Will you pay for the streaming service?
Will I pay for it?
Yeah.
Can we share?
Can one person pay for it so we can get that account? And just like everybody got the same Netflix. Come on now.
I already paid a bunch of accounts. Why don't you take over?
We'll exchange. You get this service, I'm going to get this service, and then we'll just pass the passwords around. I mean, I don't know if I'll subscribe just for that one show. I mean, it's really good. And I hate that I'm like, I got to find a way to watch it without, paying for it. But I don't know if they'll air it on television or not, or if you have cable, how does that work? So we'll figure it out. I'll do some research.
Prime time. I mean, old people are watching CBS. They
right,
gotta watch.
exactly.
They gotta watch. Man, fuck this! I don't fucking do this.
Oh, he just swore.
Exactly. But definitely check it out. Twilight Zone is off to an awesome start. I'm definitely digging it. I can't wait to see the other episodes when they arrive. Next on the list, a show that we've been watching before, and they've already started season 2, and it's Happy. Yippee!
The horse of all
Zed,
the
I'll let
you. Of course.
I'll let you go ahead and lead us off with this one, Zed. I know you were super hyped for the second season, and we got to see episode 1. Did anybody else see episode 1? You saw it?
What, the second season? No.
For season 2, and you guys seen Happy?
I've seen the first season.
I've seen bits and pieces of
So I guess me and you are the ones that actually saw episode.
But I know the comic book.
You know the comic? Okay. Yeah.
Created by Grant Morrison, one of the greatest.
You know the
writers.
Comic book? I know the emotion.
Oh. I don't even try to know about comic books. It just falls in my lap.
There it is.
That's how it does. It
just starts reading them. Oh, what's this?
Happy Grant Morrison? Oh, awesome. He did Animal Man? Yeah, man. He writes weird shit all the time, like Doom Patrol.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Now we got Happy. Go ahead, Zed. You want to start us off for this
Let's just
episode?
Start with every episode I've seen. I have to pause because I'm not laughing.
Okay.
While watching this thing. Late at night.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll wake people up and be like, "Shut up!" Because I'm laughing.
Because you're laughing at the. So how'd you like this first episode for season 2?
Season 2, episode 1 and 2, they started out really well. I feel like it's a little more comedic than the first season.
Mm-hmm.
First season, it's still gritty. It's still funny, dark, gritty, but they make you laugh at the dark moments.
Right. Yeah, that's kind of the gist of it, right? It make you laugh at the dark stuff. So just an overview for the people that don't even know what Happy is. What's the story?
All right. This guy is an ex-cop. His name is Nick Sachs. Mm-hmm. He's kind of become a hitman now. This is season 1, by the way.
Right.
This girl is kidnapped, and her imaginary friend comes and finds him.
What's the imaginary friend's name?
Happy.
That's right.
By Patton Oswalt.
Patton Oswalt does the voice of Happy. Yep.
Greatest voice actor for this character ever.
For real, I love it.
Yeah, so basically, without spoiling it too much, he finds her, and then season 2, you find out, the girl's his dad. Mm-hmm. And now he's trying to build a relationship with his daughter.
Right.
Daughter's having flashbacks from that, acting out, being youthful, all that other stuff. and she's being sent to a special school, and he's got to find the money. So
right, to pay for her to go to the school because of
certain situations happen where he finds himself in like an organ donor situation, and he's trying not to kill any people, but he's killing people, and they're like, "Well, how much is a kidney? That much?" She's like looking at the guys that are dead around him. How much for this?
But yeah, now that the show's like super intense, crazy. Again, this is another show that's on the Sci-Fi Channel of all places. Again,
they're winning.
They're winning right now. They're striking gold with these series.
That show
we just finished Deadly Class. And now they're hitting us with Happy again, season 2. And between the graphics and the violence and the storytelling, it's really good. I'm enjoying it. I mean, season 1 was awesome. Like after I watched the first episode, I just dove right into it. And now season 2 starting. And man, that beginning, I have to say this for episode 1 of season 2, the intro scene. My God, it's crazy, son. It is crazy. There's these nuns that are just like sitting around praying. And then you notice that they all have bombs strapped to their chests. And they're just waiting for the timer to count down. And I guess they have to go find the button to disarm it. And whoever gets the button disarms their bomb. But it sets off the rest of the others. So at first they're kind of like, hey, we in this together, sisters. We're all going to die. We're going to go to heaven because, we're nuns, right? And then you see that one nun looking like,
fuck you.
And pew, she just takes off, and she's like, I'm going to find this button. And the other nuns are like, shit, fuck that shit. And then they all start, bro, it's so funny and crazy. It's like chaos. You just see like a crowd of nuns just running through the city, knocking shit over, kicking people down, flipping trash cans, looking for the button. And the one chick finds it, and she's like looking at the rest of them. They're like, come on, what are you going to do?
We homies.
Come on, are you really? Come on now. And she just like,
click,
boop, and she hits that button. You see her bomb deactivates, and all the rest of them, bro, just nuns exploding around the city.
Oh my God.
But that sets the tone for the season. So to give you an idea of what you're about to watch, so the show is nuts beyond belief. It is crazy. Go ahead. What you want to
Sunny Shine, Kiss the Ring.
It's Sunny Shine.
You forgot to mention that Happy takes place in seasons. So in the first season, if you guys are interested, is on Netflix.
It's Christmas.
It's in Christmas.
So
this one takes place Easter.
Right. So this one takes
So
place.
they're gonna fight the Pope.
Sunny Shine, Kiss the Ring.
So yeah, the
Dressed
first
as a
season.
cardinal.
The first season, they fought Santa Claus,
Yeah.
who was a crazy homeless man. So this one, I guess they're gonna fight the Pope next, and we'll see how that.
We'll see how that
out.
plays out.
That one plays out.
Because in the comic book, spoilers for a comic book that's been out for a long time ago, it only ends at the Christmas.
Okay.
Yeah, and Nix dies.
Okay.
Yeah. So I was like, wow, they're making a second season of.
So now it's continuing.
Yeah.
So yeah, you don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going on.
Oh, that's
with
cool.
this.
Okay.
So that's the cool
what's up.
part about Happy.
Jacob disapproves.
Of what, Happy?
No, he
No,
loves
or-
this show.
No, but he would disapprove about.
No,
the
I watched the show with him. I talked to him about the show.
But he
loves
hasn't
this
seen
show.
season 2 yet.
He told me he did.
I thought he
did?
saw season 2,
I thought-
episode 1.
Oh, okay.
With the nuns
Okay.
blowing up.
He loved
He
season
liked it?
1, which is about Christmas and all this other stuff.
Wait, you liked it?
Yes, me and him were talking about it.
Word?
Yeah,
Jacob?
like-
Yeah,
Somebody
he
all
went to
comes from the same-
he went to the confessional booth. He did his whatever he did. And
Lord, forgive me for laughing at these nuns exploding.
And it's funny because in season 1 there's a Haitian priest.
Yeah, that's
Yep,
right.
there's a Haitian priest in
There's
season
a
1.
Haitian priest.
Oh, yeah.
That one guy's jacking off in the corner.
Jesus.
He's like,
Alright.
"Kid, you okay?" Yeah, I'm fine.
So yeah, that's what you can
There you
expect
go, now
watching
you're happy.
Happy. It's correct. It is great, but it's great though. Like the story itself, you can't help but watch it because you're like, it's so wild. Like I have to see what they're gonna do next. Like, what did I just witness? Now I need to see the next episode. Go ahead.
Just don't let your guard down.
Yeah, for real. Because
It's like, oh, it can't get worse than this. Next 2 seconds. What the fuck?
that's exactly how I was
And don't
watching
use drugs.
episode 1.
Do not do drugs while watching this show.
Right? You start seeing imaginary shit floating around your head. But overall, it's great, man. I love it. Definitely catch it whenever you guys can. Season 2, Happy. Thumbs up. Right? All around. Next on the list here. Did we squeeze in? Okay, we're going to do DMC Devil May Cry 5. Released. We played it. We beat it. Some beat it more than once.
I only
Pause.
beat it once.
You only beat it once? Oh, okay. Okay. No
Everything
pause.
else is blue balls.
That's true. That's true. Well, I mean, Kevin, how'd you like it overall with the story and where they're taking it, the pacing of it?
Overall, okay, so this DMC5 is the most playable of them all.
It is.
I mean, you could play the HD, but number 2, what is it? Number 3, which is everybody's favorite.
Yeah, that was my favorite, number 3.
Even though that's it's a great game, but it's not. I don't want to say not replayable, but it's not for most people. It's not going to be as replayable, because it's like most of the time it's nostalgia. Yeah. But when you play this game, man, they just updated this game.
At the wazoo, yeah.
Yes.
Definitely.
Made it just enough so that new people could play it and they will be satisfied playing it.
Definitely.
And they fix a lot. They fix a lot with the characters like Nero. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't feel like a clone. Like a Dante clone. Right, yeah, exactly. He
definitely doesn't feel like a Dante clone in this one.
Yeah.
I do appreciate that.
So one of the biggest thing about this game is that what it is we're going to fix things from previous games. Yeah. So a lot of the bosses are bosses from the first game and the third game. Okay. I don't know about the second game. I don't think so. Because if you go listen to the history thing, they go past the second game so fast. The second one, yeah. Like you met this girl. Everything else, who cares? Anyway, back to from and 3.
Exactly.
Right. So it's playable. That's all I gotta say is playable.
Yeah, it definitely is.
And for the lore, they just enhanced it completely. They just made it because what happened is that in 4, nobody knew they were gonna make another game because once they did 4, Capcom was like, well, I guess that's it. Right, we're done. And then Ninja, what was it? Not Ninja Gaiden. Well, they did Ninja Gaiden. What's it called? That studio, Ninja something. They did the other one, DMC.
Mm-hmm. They did the DMC.
They did the DMC with Dante making him edgelord.
Yeah, with the black hair and the skinny and the jacket.
And he smokes. Oh, I smoke like.
So that was supposed to be a revamp of the first Devil May Cry?
Yeah, it was a revamp of the first. Well, not the first, the third game.
The third game, okay.
Yeah. So it was supposed to be the because they're done with this Dante, the one we have in 5, and we're gonna make a new one who's smoking, having sex with strippers who are angels or devils. I don't know.
Who knows? Edgy for the edgelords.
Edgy for the edgelords. And nobody wanted that, of course.
Right, of course. That's why I didn't do that great, I guess.
No, the game is good. Okay. It's just that why call him Dante? You could call him something else, and that game would have been good. True. Yeah, but with DMC 5, I swear I don't. There's a lot to unpack. But what are your thoughts on it? You played it.
Yeah, no, I did. I recently played it. I just finished it not too long ago, and overall, I enjoyed it. It was, I think, everything you wanted from a Devil May Cry game and more. I don't know if you guys ever got to play any of the Devil May Cry series, but it's one of those like fast-paced hack and slash combo.
Well, I played something similar to it.
Bayonetta, right?
Bayonetta. Okay, so yeah, same thing, right? It's just about the same concept almost.
Without the time dodge thing mechanic.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you don't have that time dodge mechanic, but yeah, so it's just like that. You're fighting these hordes of enemies that come. You got these crazy boss battles with demons. I know with Bayonetta it's like angels and they're coming from heaven or whatever. So for this one they're all coming from hell and Dante has to fight them. So yeah, same mechanic system. You got to build the combo meter up and get high points and collect the orbs so you can spend them to get cooler weapons and unlock more combos and more special. So same thing. One of the cool things too that I like is that for anybody that's never played them, if the mechanic feels a little too much and you get overwhelmed, they have an auto combo system on there.
Don't do that. You're a pussy if you do that.
Yeah, no. Well, I'm just saying for like people who aren't really heavy gamers and they just want to play it, just enjoy it. You can turn it on and you can see what combos you can string together. Then you can just turn it back off and be like, all right, I'm gonna try that now. I'm like, okay, cool.
If you go to the menu system and you look for auto. It literally tells you don't use it. Because what happens if you use it, it deducts your points.
Right, yeah, so you don't get the full amount
of...
you should get if you have it on. So it penalizes you, but again, if you just want to play it to kind of get through it and just mess around in the game, you can turn it on, whatever, it's there. If they didn't want it there, they wouldn't add the shit to the feature, right? So, but yeah, you can use it if you want to kind of see the potential of the combos. Right, learn the combos. That's the fun of the game. Learn the combos, getting good at it, getting beat up by the bosses, and going back to do it all over again. So that aspect I love. I will say I have one gripe with the game, and it's just me being picky because I had just finished playing God of War. So the story isn't as strong as God of War.
Well, this is...
And because I understand, because they have always struggled with trying to build the lore and get set characters. So this is like the first one that has a really solid storyline that makes sense. Like, okay, I can follow this. And this is where they're going to take it. Because all the other ones were kind of just like shit pieced together. And you got
from different point of time.
From different point of time. So you're trying to figure it out. And with this one, it's like, all right, this happened. Go with this. Don't worry about all the other shit that took place. But yeah, my only gripe was some of the lines they were saying. Like, there were a lot of cringy one-liners they were using.
That's the whole
And I know, it's the style, it's the charm of it. But since I was just playing God of War and then I played this, I was like... Okay, Fast and Furious Dante. Fam, I'm waiting for Vin Diesel to jump out any moment now.
I mean, that's always been Dante. I don't know.
It has. And I understand that. Again, I understand that. But it was just a lot of cringe moments.
Because you're used to playing games nowadays, people being super serious, super like, we must do what we have to.
Right.
You know, like all that BS that they...
Yeah, no, I get it. That
people forget about how video games used to be...
Yeah, it used to be fun and corny and cheesy and all that type of stuff. So,
Jackpot.
Yeah, and I like that part when Virgil's like, don't you dare say that. He's like, jackpot! He's like, fuck. That was my favorite part.
Virgil always hates that.
Yeah, because Virgil hates that.
You know what's funny is that Nero... So, there's a thing with how about these characters, how they're cool.
Uh-huh.
They don't curse. They don't smoke.
Right, yeah.
They do drink. Like, Dante does drink, but...
He's not a heavy drinker.
No, the black dude was cussing. He was calling them bitches.
No, but this is...
Crazy bitches.
Crazy bitches.
Like, that's not what he said. He said crazy men.
But and this is the first time when you hear, like, characters curse. So, you know, not fully with Dante. He says, you know, like, bastard and stuff. But, like, for Nero, shit... Oh, I'm gonna fuck you up. Oh, shit.
Oh, when he turns on the devil trigger, he's like, fuck you. And he sticks a middle finger up and you see him go into the devil mode. I was like, oh, that's heavy. It's fucking brutal.
Spectacular, bro.
Yeah, but it was great. Zed, how did you like it? You enjoyed it?
Well, y'all know when we have our meetings via comm, y'all are like, what's that clicking noise? I'm like, that's me playing Devil May Cry. What the fuck you talking about? And no, I did not have the auto on. That's why y'all kept hearing click, 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 click.
Yeah, no, you got to click them buttons, boy, to get them combos in.
Woo. You got to put that taunt, too. Can't be just
got to add in the taunt. But overall, how'd you like it? The game, the experience, the story? You like where they're taking it?
I felt like Nero with short hair made him look more badass instead of like this, like what Kevin said, the clone Dante, which is what we were talking about.
Uh-huh.
And Dante, I'm glad they fixed him because when they showed that first preview, I'm like, who the fuck is this guy? This ain't Dante. This is that pedophile you avoid on the street, Dante.
Jesus.
They made his hair too, and like this you know, the old teacher who used to have a school, her name was Vanessa. She said, you know, that's what it agrees. They made his hair too greasy.
Okay.
That's why he looked kind of
weird,
pedophilish. And then they fixed it and they gave it a little more volume from L'Oreal. So now he looks
my boy got that blowout.
It's like because it wasn't the stubble that made him look weird. It was his hair. Just too. Because Dante's hair is white, so when they made it like that, it looked dark and greasy. It's the guy you avoid on the street who's selling them weird pornos down the street. Like, hey kid, I got you something for $5.
So overall, it was awesome.
Oh no, I loved it. I love the part where Dante got a motorcycle and was riding through town, and then Nero bringing out the blue rose, going to town, and Red Queen, all that other shit, and then you know V was V.
You must go to the quiet side.
That was the edgelord in this game, V.
And then for real challenges, try to beat Urzen the boss.
Yeah, no, he was a pain.
With Nero.
Oh God, fuck that.
There's two endings.
Oh,
you can beat it with Nero.
Okay.
And then you can beat it. You can beat it with
I saw the video. The way to beat it is after you beat the game, you get the double trigger. You go back.
Oh, then you go. Of course, because you need the double trigger.
Yeah,
because then it's like Dark Souls.
Right. Yeah, you just getting your ass.
Yeah, you can't beat him. You can't beat him normal because he's the boss in his story. It's story, so it's just.
All right. So
you're supposed to
lose against him, so you can then go after him with Dante. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, overall,
no, it's
great game.
It's
awesome gameplay.
Extended
I highly recommend
the lore.
It does, and
I can't wait for it to. Hope it's not another 10 years.
That's for damn sure. Don't hope they'll wait that long to put out another one. Go ahead before we move on.
I say boo for one part because all you hear is Kyrie in the background. You don't actually see her, so boo.
Oh,
I was like,
nobody cares.
I care. I care about the lore.
Man, what? You already talked to her.
It's like, hey, Kyrie, I got something. It's like, hey, Kyrie, I got something I need to show you when we get back.
Oh, because he got his own.
It's like, damn it, show something.
What was your quote when you messaged us when you beat the game?
Oh, I was like, yep, I beat Devil May Cry. He got his arm back. Now he can beat his dick. Game over.
You beat him.
He got his arm back so he can masturbate.
He got a strong arm.
He got a strong hand back, y'all. I'm all done. Time to go play Sekiro.
Or the Bloody Palace.
Oh, what?
Or the Bloody Palace. They just came out. So.
Oh, they just released that DLC? Okay. So maybe I'll go back and mess around on that, too. I didn't even bother with those challenges. Like, when I saw some of the challenges, I was like, nah, I'm good. I really wanted to play this for the know about the story up to date and just to get the gameplay experience because I like Devil May Cry.
The challenges are great.
But I don't know. I kind of skipped over the challenges. Go ahead.
I did 10 of them. And fuck all 10 of them.
I
didn't do all of them, but I did 10 of them. But dude, that one where you gotta play as V to you can't even touch the ground. You gotta glide to that.
I did
that. I was like, yeah, but I didn't upgrade V. That's the problem.
Oh, gotcha. You were spending all your upgrades on
Nero and Dante.
Yeah. So you didn't get the glider?
Nope.
Wow.
I got it though. I beat it.
Well, yeah, if you have the 1,000 tries. All right, yeah, Devil May Cry 5. Play it. It's awesome, y'all.
It's a video game.
Yeah.
Weeaboos beware.
All right, and then we just threw this one in there because we just saw it today. The animated movie Motherfuckers. And Lamp loved it so much, he said he couldn't wait to talk about it and how he just glorified this movie in its voice acting. Lamp, would you like to begin?
It's okay, Lamp, I love
you.
What? Hold on now.
Okay, it wasn't ass, but it was just, for me, it was underwhelming. Like, very, very underwhelming. That's the nicest way I could put it. Because, like, initially when you see the trailer for this movie, it looks like, not a run-of-the-mill, but, like, it's like your gangster hood story, with mixed in with, like, the supernatural elements and some sci-fi. And you're like, yo, this shit looks crazy. It sort of reminds me of, like, how they did The Block. Do you guys remember that movie?
Mm-hmm. I saw The Block.
It's sort of it's not exactly like that, but it's like sort of like that hood aspect with the supernatural aspect colliding together and making some kind of make it a kind of relatable, somewhat relatable adventure that you could probably go on if your world was like that. Mm-hmm. But like, God, oh my God, this. Where do I start?
Say it with your chest.
All right, first let me tell you the good things. The good things with animation. Oh, it's beautiful. Good Lord. I love the character designs for all the characters.
Yeah, character designs.
They look really good. They look nice. They look clean. The animation is clean. Shit, that's all the good things.
That use of 3D models with draw hand.
Son, those backgrounds.
Oh no, the backgrounds. Jesus Christ. The backgrounds.
The transitions.
No, actually, no.
No, you don't like the transitions?
No.
You don't like the transitions?
No, dude, there were like way too many shots. Like, there were so many, there were just like...
It was too many influence in one thing.
You could say that, yeah, sure. But like, it's a lot. Like,
that's what it is. There's a lot of influence.
There's too much with too little story to make anything make sense.
Okay.
Like, I'm more of a story person. And, like, I could get that if it wants to be, like, cool just to be cool, I could get that. Just give me, like, a simple story just so I could, like, flow with it. Because it has, like, a lot of cool moments. Like, one of my favorite moments was, like, like after like they got chased down by the cops the first time, and they moved out into like the grape and the lime territory.
Yeah,
and that shit was probably like the best part of the movie. That
was one of the dope parts.
Because it makes sense. Like, you know, oh, the cops are after us. Why are they after us? We have no idea.
And they should fearing gangster.
Yeah, and like up to that point, it was like, you know, it was alright, you know, steady, alright, sort of shaky, but it was still good. And they go to the hood, like a dangerous hood, just like they stay protected. And they still go ahead and follow them. And the grapes were like, they come through and they're like, yo, what you doing in our hood? And they start like, you know, they start opening fire on them and they fire back. And it catches their attention, like, what the hell is going on outside? Like, oh, the cops found them. We got to dip now. Right. Now they're trying to get them, but the grapes are not letting them go. Right. And then the fat dude, the big guy, coming with his Shakespearean talk.
The RZA.
And then he had like his what guns were those? Like the machine guns? I don't know.
Oh,
so he's like,
yeah, the M60s.
I don't know my guns. And he just starts shooting at them. And the guy's like, oh, I know Shakespeare too. He's like his golden gun. He just starts blowing his ass up. And it's like, oh, God, this is beautiful. And then, you know, the chase commences. And they get in the ice cream truck. Even that part I like too. They had a whole chase scene, which like, it was good. But at the same time, what the fuck was that whole, what are they doing now? This thing, that thing, like, what the fuck? If it was a TV show and they want to be, like, artistic with that shit, yeah, I'll allow. But it's a movie, my guy. What the fuck are you going to add that for? And it's only in that part, too, so why you add it in the first place?
No, they did it a couple times.
Yeah, in that same scene. But that was it.
They did with the luchadors.
They're like, who are these mysterious
but that was it. Nothing else.
Who are these mysterious men in black?
Like, you don't need that for a movie. You don't need that.
They did that a lot.
Yeah, they did.
Don't need that in the movie.
Okay. He didn't like that they were doing. That's the point he's making. He didn't care for that.
Like, it makes no sense. Okay. And then not even that. Like, the plot itself.
But the thing is, that's like a style choice from like Groundhog.
I
know it doesn't matter to you, but to the person that made it, that's something they wanted to put in the thing.
Yeah. I mean, I could like respect that, but like if it makes no sense, then it'll make no sense. It's gonna leave like a bad taste in whoever watches it mouth. Like, it may look artistic to him and fake feel to most people too, but like, I guess for me, it's just like, why would you add that in? It's like having a painting and you just decide to like fucking put like a giant ass dot in the middle of it and say like, oh, it's art because I wanted to do this. It's like, there's no point of the background. The focus is the dot. And it's like, dude, the background was amazing. Why the fuck would you do that? It's just, I don't know. It did a lot of stuff that
I felt was just unnecessary.
No. Like the love interest, what the fuck was that? Not even, it was that's the definition of sort of forced.
Oh, okay.
That's the definition of the forced love relationship.
Because she
was not even like, you could have added her into the plot and then it'll make much more sense for him to like actually like them. But right now she's just a booty call. All right, and that's it. That's all she is. Maybe that's what they wanted, but why? She looked like a cool character too, but she was just there for like 2 minutes in like the beginning, and then like the rest was like
in the middle
here and there.
Yeah, and then she comes in towards the end.
Yeah, and then
let it out.
Like when you see the trailer, like that one scene when Angelino was in that chair, he was looking mad as fuck, and he was like connected to all that. It looked like some Akira shit.
Yeah,
it was like, yo, what is this part? Like, what is he? And when I watch the movie, and I see that he's just like, he has this mad expression. Don't get me like, I'm fine with dubbed and subbed. All right, dubbed and subbed, like whatever one preference, I don't care. But good lord, that dub was ass. Those actors could not act for shit.
Hey, hold on. Except for the gangster that does poetry.
Yeah.
Because the RZA from Wu-Tang.
You know what? The RZA did Afro Samurai, so he has experience.
You see, that part had a soft spot for me, because, like, you know, it was just him.
It felt natural, too.
Yeah, that too. He felt like a real gangster.
But, like, he worked.
When he was on the chair, he was mad as fuck. And he was like, who are you? What's going on? Like, dude, that's not how your voice should sound like. You're, like... the way he's emoting, the way, like, not even just him, everyone else, the guy with the skull, I forgot his name. He was a little character, his best friend. Vince.
Yeah.
There was a lot of times where Vince sort of had like a very like
monotone.
Yeah, he had a monotone, but he like had a scared expression, like he was terrified, like what's going on. He had like the most
it's very robotic.
chillaxed and robotic like voice, like it just took me out the movie.
But towards the end when he's like, when he has Angelina in his arms, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" You know, to the girl.
Yeah,
that's why he finally acted. Like,
yeah, it actually felt a little bit more better, but it still sort of felt flat a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But God, like the dub, I guess it was mostly for like the main characters.
I mean,
the dub was terrible.
Yeah.
Because
a lot of the side people were a lot
Yeah.
more convincing.
What was that cat thing? I forgot.
It was a cat.
Willie.
Fuck you, Willie. They said that like 1,000 times. I'm like, fuck you, Willie.
Willie's character design is disgusting to me. Like, I still love the character itself, but
It was great.
He was disgusting. I just don't like the way he looked. He's annoying as fuck. And then there's a lot of plot holes in this movie too. Like that cop. Remember that cop that chased him out the first time?
Mm-hmm.
And then he sort of like had his own little montage after the whole car chase scene.
Mm-hmm.
And he had his own little montage where he's like getting his guns ready to like go blow their asses up. And then what did it amount to? Like a gang war between the lineman Grape versus him in Willie's house?
Oh,
That's what it amount to?
Yeah. Like
he wanted to kill them, but
like it was like a waste of
it wasn't needed. It wasn't.
This man is going
like I'm trying to get
hairs.
I'm trying to get everything that made me so upset, and I can't really think of all of them. So like I guess I'll let you guys talk about it, and whatever like it triggers me, I'll just like I'd stop right there.
And I think
it's not a bad movie. I'm sorry, let me just say this last thing. It's not a bad movie. It's not a bad movie. It's underwhelming. Just very
underwhelming.
Whatever you thought going in, just don't.
Just don't. I think one of the problems when it comes to the writing, and this is just from watching some of their other animations in the past, is that everything else they've done has always been like short story animations. So I think doing this full feature length film, it might have been a bit of a struggle to get that continuity between it, to like have the story kind of stretch across that hour and whatever it was, hour and 30 or 20 minutes or whatever, and have it all make sense. Because maybe if you take it and break it up, it might make more sense being little shorts and excerpts.
That's what
and I think that's how they're used to writing, because they did the Animatrix. They had a short story in that. They did the Batman, Gotham Knight. They did a short story in that. The studio that does the animation.
Yeah, but that's just the studio. But
it's not the same people that's doing the writing.
But
too.
they're not doing the writing. It's somebody else. That's the creator of Move, who is this Frenchman. I forgot his name. He's in the special features. Uh-huh. But he's pretty much, that's pretty much, they're just taking what he created in his comic book, and then they're just making it as they go. Because that studio created another animation. I forgot what it's called.
What's that?
This one.
Bird Boy?
Yeah, Bird Boy.
Okay.
Which is a Spanish animation movie, and that one's really good.
Okay.
It's very dark with like a bunch of cute characters.
Okay.
2D animation. So I only think it's not the studio. It's just pretty much the what's it called, the property or this license they got. They have to work with, because they were collaborating with him, making.
Well, whatever the case may be, I can understand the struggle. I get the struggle.
Because the animation's still good.
Yeah, no, animation's
but the story, that's not their story.
Yeah, right. It's true. Not their story. And again, I don't know if they cut stuff to save for time or what worked, what couldn't. Because, it felt like there were some edits in there that may have cut out that should have stayed. Well, I don't know. Other than that, I'll let Satan, you just saw it. Mm-hmm. How did you care for it? Did you like it? Was it cute?
Cute. It was adorable. Well, I guess I can agree with the transitions not being very fluid, continuous. But I really liked the art. It was really artistic. I liked the attention to detail they had.
Those backgrounds.
There was a lot of good details in the background, and the way the characters moved, and the way, as you mentioned when we were watching the animation, the way the camera moved.
Yeah, that shaky cam effect with the fight scenes. Yeah, that was cool.
I really liked that. Story, plot, I wasn't really
sold on it.
Yeah, I wasn't sold into the story. Just as Lamp said, the love story didn't feel very solid
Right, it wasn't organic, yeah.
Over there saying,
He's still over here gagging.
Stop gagging.
It's terrible.
But yeah, to say about it.
It's kind of whatever.
Yeah.
You watched it.
Did
saw
you
it.
enjoy
Yeah.
it?
Were you at least entertained?
At least.
Was I entertained?
No.
Well, some parts I was entertained. Not the
Okay.
whole thing, but there were a lot of parts.
So,
that,
okay, so it had
the
some
fighting
gems.
scenes, the
Mhm.
shooting. I really liked how they, the blood splattered. I loved it. I loved it. You know.
Cool. Okay. What about you, Clea?
I mean, more or less what like Lamp and Marissa Bell says. I mean, I did like the animation. I thought it was really nice. I thought it was detailed. I thought that part was amazing. But like, I do have some complaints as well. The part where they say, what those random words that come on the screen, they'll pop up. I felt like that was too distracting. I felt like it wasn't needed. I mean, I understand the person who did it as a creative choice, but it was just, I don't know. I didn't feel like it was necessary. And the part with Luna, let me tell you something. I was actually looking forward to her and what she can do. I expected her to go to some crazy beast mode, especially towards the end when the guy. Look
at Lamp's like, yes. They gave her to us for nothing.
Especially when the guy put the gun to her head, I literally expected her to go to like beast
just
mode,
freak out or something.
exactly, and like save everybody or something. But no, it didn't happen. I thought maybe she was gonna go on the journey with these guys and maybe help them get away from her father.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. That was her father.
But no, it's like she was just kind of thrown in just to kind of lure them in. And it's funny because I actually kind of predicted in my mind, I was going to be like, this would be really funny if she was just trying to lure these people in. And it
that's
turns
what she
out,
did.
it kind of bothered me because they just threw her in. Like, she could have been great. Like, I was looking forward to it. I thought she looked really cool. And, I was looking, I don't know. It's just, that's the part that bothered me the most.
She was clickbait.
And I felt like the beginning kind of dragged on a little bit, but maybe that's just me.
Okay.
But I think Luna's the part that bothered me the most because I really looked forward to her.
Right.
She looks super cool. She's a freaking hybrid.
Right. Look at this man. We're gonna come to you. Let us say her piece.
She could have done so much, but they just kind of threw away her character, and I didn't like that.
Yeah. Go ahead, Let.
I'm triggered, bro.
Well, okay. Well, how do we know they're not gonna make another movie? And maybe we'll see her shine in the no.
I would hope, but the people have to like reboot the series to begin with. The thing is, like what Clea was saying was that she's a hybrid. Here's another thing that got me really mad.
Yeah.
The thing is, Angelino, he's a hybrid too. Mm-hmm. And what makes him sort of special is because like he's uncontrolled. He can't control his powers.
Right.
So like whenever I want to know. Like, what are they? I know they're aliens, but, like, what else is there? Because, like, his heart gets that adrenaline, and he just goes, like, fucking nine-tailed, not nine-tailed, but, like, he goes like that, so, like, a nine-tailed one. He just crawls around the ceilings and stuff.
Right.
Going Spider-Man, kicking people's ass and shit. I want to know more about that. I want to know why they're like that and stuff like that, but they don't explain it. And, like, he's a hybrid. He's uncontrollable. Then Angelina, she's there, and she's able to control herself, but she doesn't really show that side of her. So it's like, was that really, like... No, she never does. Like, we know that she's a hybrid, but she never, like, shows, like, that sort of, whatever they are. Like, the whole black figure or whatever. Right. Like, the monster, like, her own monster. I would also think that at the end, when Angelino is getting his ass kicked, that she would come in with her beast mode and fuck shit up, too. Yeah. But that didn't happen. Nope. Like, she was literally there just to be the love interest and nothing else. And not even that, not even a good love interest, because she was barely there. She touched him once, cried, and like, oh, I love you now. Huh?
What kind of shitty writing?
They should have thrown her with the journey. Like, oh, I'm trying to find my father. I'm going to help you out. I don't know. It's just
a betrayal.
Right, yeah, exactly. There's a lot of things and like Kevin was saying, I mean, it's based off the series or whatever, the book.
Yeah,
maybe I don't know if it's like maybe the way they translated to the film, it just didn't make sense. Maybe we might need to read the books. And we might do the little research and check them out. Give us something to look.
I would love to love this series because
the art style
is great. I would love to see that over and over again if I can. But if that story is not there to fish me in, I'm not buying.
Right? Yeah, that's true. Like whatever, you can sell me on all the eye candy, but if the story doesn't keep me engulfed, then why am I even wasting my time? Right?
Exactly.
No, I get it, and I do agree with the with the voice acting. Like there was a lot of stale moments when they really should have been like pushing it and giving you all they got for the main characters. I mean, I don't know if they just picked those two guys based off of whatever reasoning, but
I don't know. I mean, I guess for Vince Staples, they wanted to get him
right to add in like some hip hop.
Yeah, to have like some street cred to it. But we got the RZA. I mean,
yeah, the RZA was great, but
he's good.
But we know that he has a history in voice acting. Yeah. He's done voice acting for Afro Samurai
and Michael.
The other guy, Chillin',
the one with the golden gun.
The guy who had the golden gun.
Yeah,
but that's what he was saying. Like it's like the side characters had good voice acting. It was just the two main guys that were kind of like, I'm not convinced. They're not really giving me the dub that I need. Right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I think that Angelino, he's like first time acting. Because I don't know where he is.
That person? Yeah, right.
Yeah, because I only see the French version, the French voice actor, the original. But I don't see the English.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's what it is, because the place that dubs it is the same place that kind of changed over time. They were the same studio that dubbed a lot of the what's it called, the movies like your favorite Totoro.
Totoro, my nigga Totoro.
Right? What's it called? Ghibli movies, right?
Yeah, the Ghibli movies.
They used to be part of the Disney thing, and then they moved on. They actually now they have their own thing where they're dubbing all independent, movies, animated movies from Spain, France, and Japan. So
okay.
So what they're doing is like the same formula, is hiring Hollywood people you kind of know,
right? So people you may know, so they can sell it, put the names on it.
But most of them can't do the voice acting,
right?
Or the dubbing, because this is something they never done before.
That's true, and it's hard for them to translate from. Yeah. Just through the mic to have it portrayed on the character, like that, it's a skill set. It is very much so a skill set. And if they don't have experience doing it, it shows. Just like in the movie. So yes, it did suffer on that aspect of it, and I wish that the story did have a bit more continuity to it. My favorite scene was the luchadors. That part was awesome when they showed up and they were running through the hall and fucking doing wrestling moves on the guards.
Even they felt like they weren't needed either. I mean, I understood they were supposed to be guardians, but I mean, if they added them more into the movie and like actually let me see like how they're supposed to like guard Angelina, because like once they got him, he just left. What y'all guarding?
Yeah, that's true. Like he kind of just bounced,
and they didn't even go after him. They just
let him do his thing.
Like, what were you supposed to do again?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Maybe we just need to read the books, and maybe they just pieced it together bad in the movie itself. But overall, it is what it is. Everything else about it was cool. I mean, I'll still tell anybody to watch it.
Can we say that we have a history for this movie? We've been trying to watch this.
This movie has been in production for I don't know how long. For the last 5 years. I've been trying to follow this film and wait for it to come out, and I've just been getting nothing but teaser after teaser after teaser. And I was like, man, I can't wait to watch this. Man, I can't wait.
This is when we're in college.
Right, exactly. And then we get to see it, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I guess.
It was cool, but there's some things that I would have definitely changed about this movie. But all in all, it is what it is. It's out. Maybe we'll see if they'll... I'm guessing they're going to keep it going based off the way it ended. I'm assuming there's more to it, but we'll have to see if they decide to continue. I know Lamp's looking forward to it. All right, so it is time for the quick fire. Pew, pew, pew.
Not so quick.
The not so quick fire.
Better be quick.
Well, this one should be fast because we didn't put a lot of topics on this one. So, I mean, we're already on the topic of animations. So, Cowboy Bebop, live action series, Netflix.
I think I have a stomach
ache. And they've already began casting. So, for a guy playing Spike, it's going to be, what's his name? John Cho? Something Cho.
Which one is he? Is he Harold or Kumar?
He's Harold from Harold and Kumar. If you've ever seen the Harold and Kumar.
So is he going to go find
Smoke
White
weed
Castle?
every day, 420.
so him.
They're gonna ride a Jaguar through the jungle.
Yes, exactly what he's going to do.
So him and Jet are gonna go find White Castle and then somehow go to Guantanamo Bay.
All their adventures all over again.
In anime stuff.
And then for Luke Cage. So you're telling me you're not going to give me the Luke Cage himself? You're going to give me the skinny Jamaican dude?
Oh,
For Jet?
That's who's playing Jet?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Who's playing Jet is, what's his name? The bad guy from season 2, Luke Cage.
Bushmaster.
So Bushmaster's going to be Jet?
Oh boy, here we go. We're just casting people just to cast people because familiar faces.
Yeah.
America. Yeah. We're gonna give you the people we know so you can watch it.
Might as well cast Will Smith.
Look, I know the creator's working on this.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what he sees on those people, but they better blow me away.
They better.
Because if not,
this show.
Look, if that first I'm not giving it that 3 episodes nonsense. All right.
Nah.
This is one episode.
If I'm not hit by the first, because I'm telling you,
that's right.
Cowboy Bebop is just one of those series I hold dear because I've watched it so many times. I've seen the movie God knows how many times, and I've always enjoyed it. And now that they're doing a live action, I'm like, I mean, for good reason, because we have yet to see anything adapted live action besides Alita that's actually good. Alita might be the only live action anime film that actually gave me what I wanted in a film.
Can I just say, I'd rather have Keanu Reeves come back. Just do Spike.
Just have Keanu Reeves do Spike. I mean, at this point, might as well. I mean, because he's great in the John Wick series, so why not, right?
Why not?
Just bring him in.
Bang, good.
Until next time.
You know, it's funny. The voice of Spike, Steve Bloom, he posted the people that are playing the live action. So well, here's the list. See you later, Space Cowboy.
Nice. That's all. Did you want to add anything, Lamp?
That's not fuck it up. That's it. Just don't fuck it up.
We'll have to, again, who knows?
Because
who knows at this point? Because it's up in the air when it comes to these live action.
Yeah.
You know what you're going to get.
I need to see at least how the cast look in their costume.
On set and in costume? Okay.
And they can't do the music too, because they have to do a lot of things right for this music.
They do.
Music.
They have to do music. I don't want to hear no modern hip hop. I need all jazz.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the only one that has to be jazz.
It is. It is the only one that has to be jazz. I don't want to hear no modern hip hop stuff. I need jazz only.
We need to have cool space fights with ships.
Yeah.
And then we gotta have fucking good action scenes with guns and martial arts and using
martial arts, especially
come on.
Martial arts.
Can he do Bruce Lee shit? Because Spike fight Bruce Lee style.
That's very true. Spike does do Wing Chun Kung Fu. So we have to see. I don't know. This guy doesn't strike me as a Kung Fu master. I haven't seen him fight in anything he's ever been in. He smokes weed and eats hamburgers in the movies I've seen. I mean, maybe I'm selling him short, but I'm just saying.
I mean, we could have got the guy from Hawaii Five-0 who was lost.
That's true.
He could be a better Spike.
That's true. We could have just got Donnie Yen from Ip Man and just
What?
Oh my goodness! But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with this. We'll just keep following it. And
the only person they didn't cast is Ed. So
Ed.
Yeah. So who's in it?
Some young actress.
Some young actress.
I don't know. The only character they can get right is the dog. I'm assuming they'll get a corgi.
They get a corgi, but the wrong pattern.
Or they get a different breed of dog.
Yeah.
They don't even get a corgi. It's like, what was so hard to get a corgi? It's not like they're extinct.
You know what? They're gonna give us a CGI corgi.
Oh my god, that's terrible. You better not give us no damn CGI.
And I better not see aliens. All right, that's all I want to say.
Oh god, who knows what to expect out of this? We'll see. We'll stay on watch of it and updates.
Let me just say one thing real quick.
Uh-huh.
I'm thinking they might take it literal and actually make it space cowboys.
Oh my god!
Space ride a horse.
A space horse. Go get him, cowboy.
I'll watch that.
That'll make it interesting. Actually, I see him riding a space horse.
Throwing ropes. Cowboy. On this magic steel horse, alright.
That's right. Oh my goodness. Next on the quick fire we have Mark Hamill is going to be doing the voice of Chucky.
Yes.
Exactly.
Who you call?
Yes.
What the fuck you think you're doing, you motherfuckers?
Exactly. I am ready for this. Clea, you can't hold it. Go ahead.
Okay, so apparently, I didn't know this.
Uh-huh.
Mark Hamill actually voiced a Chucky character in Robot Chicken like 14 years ago.
What? Okay.
Yep.
There's a small clip of it that I found on YouTube, and
Mhm.
I listened to it, and I was like,
This is
foreshadowing.
it. Foreshadowing.
I thought this, I honestly, when I heard that, I was like, this is a good choice. You just saved yourself.
Okay. I'm going to look that up. You have to show me that clip.
Yep. I mean, I'm excited. I think he's going to do a great job,
Mhm.
obviously, because it's Mark Hamill. I mean,
Excellent voice actor.
exactly. So I think, I
They
think-
should have him, motherfuckers.
Yeah, for real. He would have been great for the lead character.
He was in Castle in the Sky. He fucking do this shit.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
So, yeah, Mark Hamill, she's hype.
Skips.
Anything you want to add, Satan, to him being cast? You're supposed to be our horror movie expert.
I mean, I like horror movies, but
Whatever. We'll just have to wait and see what happens.
yeah.
Well, I know that Zed said he can't wait to hear it because he was going on and on about how he loves Mark Hamill. Say your two-piece so I can say my two-piece.
I'll be here playing Yu-Gi-Oh.
Shut up. Lamp, the door's right there.
Go ahead, Zed.
Okay. First of all, Mark Hamill, you're amazing. You're sane. Thank you for coming back and playing Luke one more time.
Mm-hmm.
Even though, hashtag Star Wars ruined my career.
But anyway.
He's a great actor and everything, but the entire time, I'm just going to hear Joker. I'm not going to see Chucky. I'm just going to hear Joker.
Or Skips.
Skips
Same voice.
Skips I can go. It's not the same voice.
It's
I
not
don't
the
think.
same voice, man.
I don't think.
Skips. That's the same voice you heard in the Last Jedi.
Yeah. That raspy.
Because they didn't
gruffy
want him to sound like young Luke.
Luke, right.
They want him to sound old, so he's like, oh, do Skips from regular show. Hey, I'm the Last Jedi. Don't be here. What are you, Ray? What's that your name? Oh.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I'm hyped for it. I think he's going to do a great job because I don't like to limit people to roles and stuff we know they're known for, like the Joker. And I mean, because the same thing when he went to go do the Joker voice acting, like he didn't really want to do the Joker because I remember I was reading up on this and he was talking about it in an interview. He wanted to do some voice acting, but he didn't want to be like a character that stuck around forever.
Yeah.
So he actually did the Trickster. He did that character first, and one of the other guys on set was like, read this. Like, they gave him one of the lines for the Joker, and he read it, and when he did the laugh, they were sold. They were like, we need you to do the Joker. And he was like, It's like, but I'm Luke Skywalker from Star Wars. And he was like, who fucking cares? We're not going to put that in the credit. It's going to say Mark Hamill. And he was like, trust me, people are going to love this. And here we are, damn near almost 30 years later, 20-something odd years later, whatever. And he's still known as like one of the best Jokers of all time. I mean, so much so that a lot of the writing from that Batman stories is like based off of that series alone. So every other Joker that came after that kind of drew from that version of him because it was so iconic. So hopefully when he does this role, he gives us something, else to kind of remember him by and be like, yo, he was great.
I mean, he did a bunch of cartoons, so
he did tons of other stuff
that you probably didn't recognize that was him. So you're
right,
not
exactly.
gonna hear him. You're not gonna hear Joker.
Right, and just like he was saying, like he did Skips for a regular show. Like some people didn't even know he was doing the voice for Skips in regular show. You wouldn't even guess that was Mark Hamill, same guy that did Joker and Luke Skywalker. So definitely, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. I hope they show us some more in the trailers and we get to see an actual glimpse
I agree
of
with
the
that.
character.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna sound like the Joker at all. He'll probably make it sound different, obviously.
No, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
We're pushing
He's a good voice actor and actor.
Right, exactly. So he's got this. Mark, you got this, Mark. We got this. Next, horror movies. Annabelle, Coming Home, trailer. Scary as shit.
Why
Let me
people
tell
touching
you.
things?
Little badass kids
It's
touching
not
shit.
scary ass shit. You just don't like dolls. It's okay.
Okay, but still, it was fucking scary. Did you not see her under the fucking blanket? That was like the worst part of the trailer. When that little girl pulled the blanket up and the doll just laying there, I was like, yep, I'm good.
First words out of my mouth. Stranger danger.
Stranger danger, fuck that.
No, it was pretty scary. I liked it. I loved it.
Yeah, what'd you like about the trailer?
Too close for comfort.
Well, what I didn't like, first of all, was that the girl went in and touched everything. She touched everything. I was so mad when the little girl, the other girl, she was like, my parents keep all the what'd she say, the bad stuff, the evil stuff hidden in one room, and then she decided to go into that room.
Of course.
And touch everything.
Of course.
Like every horror movie, I know.
Right, someone has to make the bad decisions.
But why? But whatever. So that's the thing that upset me. And then afterwards, all these other stuff started happening because of her. And then she realizes that she fucked up when she didn't see the doll inside her
the case. Yeah.
Case. I did love the scene where I think Annabelle, the doll, was under the cover. It was super creepy.
Very creepy.
I loved it.
Hell with that movie.
And they were like pulling on the girl.
And they pulled her in the blanket. That was crazy.
What else? I don't know. I think those are the scenes that
yeah, I mean, it was a short trailer. It only gave us but so much.
Stuck out to me.
The part with the girl knocking on the glass. And she's like, can I come in and play with Annabelle? She's like, you got the wrong house. Ain't no Annabelle here. She's like, yes, she is. She's in your house. And she's like, what the fuck?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and that, I don't know if you recognize that girl, but she was the girl from the second Annabelle film. The one where they show kind of like the history on it. Mm-hmm. That was the little girl that first owned the doll and then died, and then the doll got kind of passed along. So if you like look at the trailer again and look at her face, you're like, oh, that's the girl from the other movie. So technically, she's a ghost, right? Like, you got this spirit at your house. Like, I'm gonna come in and play with Annabelle.
Oh, fuck that, bro.
Yes, no, I'm telling you, fuck that movie.
Well,
you want to add?
Enjoy it.
Yeah, of course you're gonna enjoy it, Satan. Clea, what you want to add?
I liked it because I feel like it was more intense. Like the trailer was more intense compared to the other two that came out. I feel like it was picking up more speed, at least for me. But yeah, I mean, shit, it's like one scene after the others. Creepy things happening. That scene of the doll under the covers.
I'm telling you.
I don't like that.
I loved it.
I don't want to look under the covers to see some fucking doll there that I don't own.
Exactly.
Exactly. But other than that, I think it's gonna be a cool movie. It's gonna be scary.
Yeah,
it's
definitely.
Creepy as hell.
It's definitely gonna be creepy. I don't know if you guys saw the other two Annabelle films.
Yeah.
You did? You saw the other two? You saw them too?
Yep.
So just kind of add that to the tier list because they're doing this whole Conjuring universe.
Yeah.
I love
so they're tying all the different
the cinematic monster.
Right. Yeah. But it's cool, but it's also creepy because it's all based off of
real cases.
The cases that the husband and the wife documented, and then of course they add theatrics to it to liven it up a bit. You know, you gotta make money off the film.
Make it dramatic.
So make it more dramatic, but. A lot of it is based off of their stories and recollections and documents and the stuff they've encountered. So they kind of take that and they're like, oh, let's build on this. Let's make a whole series of it. Which they did in the past with the Amityville Horrors, because that still comes from them. But I guess now they're taking it a different route. And they're really banking on this Annabelle thing and the Conjuring stories. Not to get too far off, but I saw The Nun. It was whatever. Because I know The Nun's part of that franchise too. It didn't strike me as much, and I think that's why it didn't stay in theaters that long when it came out. Because like as soon as they released it, it kind of died real quick. But the other ones have been great so far. So yeah, I'm looking forward to this one being just as spooky. Go ahead.
So something else I forgot to mention that I just remembered was that in the trailer, the little girl also mentions that she also has visions that she can see as her mom. So I really like that. So it's like she's starting to develop her senses, her sixth sense.
Right, supernatural stuff.
And we're going to be seeing that. So
yeah, we're going to see more activity happening. Probably.
Right, yeah, with her, and she's probably going to start seeing ghosts and demons and Satan.
It's getting more intense.
She laughs. Oh my gosh. Help us. Alright, so Annabelle coming soon. Definitely be on the lookout for that. And last on our list, a film that we just watched too. Well, me and Zed watched it. Kevin was too busy playing Yu-Gi-Oh cards on his goddamn phone. Was Highwayman on Netflix.
It's good.
It is. It's phenomenal. I was not expecting this movie to drop. I didn't see any trailers beforehand. It just kind of popped up on my newsfeed, and I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I clicked on it, and I watched it, and I was like, "Oh, this is actually pretty good." And it stars, Woody Allen,
Woody Harrelson and Woody
Allen. That's the director. Woody Harrelson and Kevin Costner are in it.
Best known for Robin Hood.
And Zed, you want to give us a little brief overview of it?
Quickest little brief I can give. It's basically these two ex-Texas Rangers,
right,
rehired to go hunt down Bonnie and Clyde. Yep.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
They just hunt down. You just follow them in their path, and you get to kind of see their skill set compared to the
police at the time.
The police at the time, who like weren't trained at all. Really, they were just there to kind of keep control of the town folk, but they weren't on the level as these rangers that knew how to track people, because they were just like fucking up crime scenes and stepping on shit, and they're like in there like looking, picking up gun shells, looking at the tracks in the ground. Like he could tell in the track in the ground that like Bonnie had a gimp leg, and she was dragging her foot when she walked, and she walked to the guy, and he could tell that he flipped the guy over and shot him in the face, and the cops were like, oh wow, they're just like taking notes like, oh okay, we knew that too, sure. And they're like, whatever, y'all ain't gonna catch them, we got this. And so yeah, it just follows their events up until them eventually, hunting down Bonnie and Clyde and stopping them. And then the crazy part about it too is that these two were like idolized to the point of like celebrity status. Like people actually liked them, despite that they were like really they were like mass murderers. If you think about it, they were like slaughtering cops. They were killing people on the highway, getting their cars and shit to swap cars. But the fact that they were robbing banks and kind of taking from the man and the government, of course people gravitate towards that because we're the lower class people and they're doing something big and they're sticking it to them. But like the Rangers are like, y'all don't see that they're just out here killing people who just like work 9 to 5s like we do. Like this isn't cool. So we need to hunt them down and get rid of them because it's ridiculous. We just can't have them out here killing folks. And y'all idolize these motherfuckers. So I like that they showed that aspect of the story. Instead of in the past, you would always see like the Bonnie and Clyde stories, the love interests, and how they went on this crazy spree and they were so intertwined with each other and it was romantic and then they died in each other's arms. Like, okay, I get it. But when you see the Rangers go after them, you're like, these motherfuckers were sick. They need to die.
It's like they took that and this one they're like, fuck that. These people were criminals.
Yeah, and that's what the guy was kind of telling the one dude who was friends with them, who knew them from growing up. He's like, you do realize these aren't the kids you grew up with. They're monsters. They're killing people in cold blood and shooting people in the face. Like, it's not cool. The guy was kind of like stepping back from it. He's like, yeah, you're right. Like, I remember them and how cool and we hung out, but now, yeah, we gotta hunt them down. So yeah, it was definitely a cool movie. If anybody ever gets a chance to check it out, take the time out to do so and pay attention. Don't be like Kevin playing goddamn Blue Eyes White Dragon Yu-Gi-Ohs, destroying people, little kids' health online.
Got 55,000 attacks.
Play Kaiba and he goes, shut the fuck up, Yuki.
Exactly. Well, with that being said, that wraps up another episode of Six Frames Podcast. All right.
Starving, man. Let's go.
All right. In the famous words of John Cho's Spike Netflix, until later, I'll see you again, space guys. Isn't that how it goes now? Because he's not going to say until next time, Space Cowboy. White Castle.
They're going to ride a cheetah through space. It's not going to be a spaceship. He's going to be riding a red cheetah through space. And then he picks up Kumar.
He's going to pick up... Who's the other guy? Neil Patrick.
Why can't he be vicious?
Yeah, seriously.
Make Neil Patrick be vicious. Oh my gosh, that's hilarious.
Why won't you die, man? Did you see that unicorn?
Who's paying Valentine?
Some white chick.
Megan.
No.
Megan Fox gonna play.
No.
Oh boy. Can't wait.
No, I can't wait. Wow.
All right, y'all.
Hello, peasants, and thank you for listening to Six Frames Podcast. You can email us at sixframepodcast@gmail.com. sixframespodcast@gmail.com. Come check us out on our YouTube channel and make sure to subscribe and turn on the notification bell to get notified. You can also find us on Podbean and follow and rate us on Apple Podcast. Also, join us on our social media platforms. It's Six Frame Podcast on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. Goodbye, humans.